Hey, I'm back on a different subject today. We want to talk about George Floyd and the man in the mirror, which is me. A friend of mine gave me that name because I said I wanted to make a change. I kept telling him I was going to make a change. The man called me the man in the mirror. I blowed him off. I said, right, whatever. I was laying in bed that night, and I said, wait a minute. That's a Michael Jackson song. I said, my wife, I said, pull that video, Michael Jackson song up. So she pulls it up. Well, when she does, I said, oh my God, man, the video is about what's going on right now. We talking 1982. We talking 2020. 82, 2020. Ain't nothing get done. Nothing. I had a vision when I was watching George Floyd being took out by the man that was posing like he was on a buck and he was a trophy. So that's just the way it looked. No, he was a human being. Get your knee off his neck. Too late. Well, what we need to do now is we don't need to take away things from the police. We need to add things to the police. Okay? And when I had that vision of the sleeve on that cop's arm, I said, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta do something. But I couldn't come up with what I wanted to do. So the next night, I was watching TV and George Floyd's name come across it, and I said, oh my goodness, look at what I just have visioned in my head. Is this for real? I said, it's got to be. Okay? Let me tell you, I've been warning people about air conditioning systems, and I predicted that round 2 in Florida was going to happen. And it wasn't because people were going to the beaches. It was because people were going into the air conditioners. Okay? So I'm getting off of that right now. I'll go back to that. But right now we're going to George Floyd and my change. George Floyd was a black man. He was murdered by a white man. If I would have been there, and when George hollered for his mama, I'm a white man, they'd have been taking me out, because I'd have been toward them. They'd have had to come off of him to get me, because they were going too far. Nobody could see it. Why didn't they step forward? Was they scared? I don't know. But this is what I seen on the sleeve of that cop. What needed to be on the sleeve of that cop. Because if it would have been there under somebody else's name, this might not have ever happened. Let me show you what it should have been. You see this? See that? That could have been anybody else's name. But let me tell you something. Al Sharpton, he gave it to me. He's the one. He talked at George's funeral about anybody can make a change. From a poor child that was raised with a mother only, no father, raised on food stamps and stuff. Food stamps. He mentioned food stamps, and I was like, really? I remember food stamps. We were on food stamps. I can remember one before food stamps, when we was eating government cheese, when we was eating powdered eggs out of a box, okay? I know all about this. Then when he said, well, we were going to make the first one to last. Now we're going to make the last one the first. Okay? The first. The first. It don't matter what kind of man he was. He was a man. He was alive. George Floyd. This needs to be on every cop in America. So when they put that uniform every morning on, they reminded that they are not the only human beings on this planet. And they have to treat people like human beings and not like animals. Okay? If you was going to do anything, take the guns away from the police. Oh, no, we can't do that. You know why? Because there's too many guns out there in America. All right? So we can't take the guns away, but we can. We can make one man, George Floyd, the beginning of real change. And I'm saying real change. Real change. Every morning when the police get up and put that uniform on, they're reminded that they're not the only human beings on this planet. Every morning. These colors came from a storm I was watching on the Weather Channel. And that's what this is. It's a storm for justice. And it's for justice for George Floyd and his family. And for him to never die. Life after death. George Floyd. Every cop should have this.